Hello, everybody, and welcome to Inside Cornerstone, your weekly look at everything going on at Cornerstone First Global Methodist Church in Alexander City. I'm Brett Pritchard, joined by Billy Coleman each and every week here, Coach. Always great to see you.
Man,
It's that time of week already again.
I'm still pretty high off of Sunday.
Yeah.
In a good way.
I was going to say, follow that up, okay?
Okay, I certainly will. The spirit of the services that we had, I just kind of floated in here, you know. I mean, I'm still, what a great experience, man.
Well, obviously that's what we're going to talk about a lot today is the 1 year celebration of our church. And, the weather was not the greatest. And
that was just part of the miracle.
And that was part of it. I mean, and it still didn't hold anybody back.
Goodness.
And again, just a great opportunity to fellowship. Starting at 9 o'clock, had the food table set up, and everybody came in, and able to chat and hang out and talk about things. And 10 o'clock, the service started. It was the unified service between the Green Street and the Arbor campus there to celebrate the 1 year anniversary. And man, how fast that year went by.
Unbelievable. I mean, what a great year. And I can't, at my age, if it gets any faster, I don't know, that's not going to be a pretty sight. But my goodness, it was great. And just like the Bible said, and everyone ate until full, there was so much food, and we had cake afterwards.
I was about to say, yeah, I stayed away from the cake. It was just too much. But a lot of people didn't, and it was great, I heard. And then, later that afternoon,
it was an all-day thing.
Another spectacular event over at the new youth center. And, man, good Lord, just what a great opportunity, and really having everybody in there and that place being full and having a worship service in that facility really kind of brought everything full circle. And how fast that all happened. I think we talked about it so many times over the last couple of months. And when you're standing in that facility and having a church service in a youth, the room full of youth and the parents and the people that supported that, it really just kind of gave you chills to think about. And it is, you said to me, this is by far the nicest. You're talking about an arms race in college football with facilities. Yeah. I don't know that you can go find a youth facility and it looks any better than that. So, look, I know that
you ought to be able to close.
I know that's not why you're recruiting people to church, but like if you were trying to do that and you were bringing people around and you walked them into that facility, that would, it would blow people. It's going to blow people away if you've never been in there. Hey, we got a surprise. Next week, we'll be coming to you from the new youth center.
That's going to be fun, man.
It's going to be a good time.
That's going to be great.
I don't think we're going to have a...
And, I can jump off that stage. I mean, that stage is like this.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy.
Hey,
in fact, I put David Hand to shame.
Don't take it for granted. It's those times like that, will be the ones that bite you. Like,
I'm going to practice. Okay. I'll be ready. Okay.
David Hand, I know why. I know why he likes that. I know for a lot of different reasons. But then I walked into his office. I went, yeah, I can kind of see why you were really excited about that. You got a full kitchen right there beside him. He'll be cooking jambalaya and everything else known to man.
What about January, 1st of January into December, some college football on those screens that are 17 feet by 7 feet?
On those flat screens.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that place is amazing. And,
it
is. The new chairs that were in there and it was full for that service.
We had a baptism in there.
Had a baptism. What a great day that was for him and their family. The Marible's just a great family.
Sure.
They joined the church at 10 o'clock. The family did, and then their son was baptized. And that'll be something. I thought about that for him, and that building hopefully will be standing for another century. And you look up and. As he grows older and maybe lives in this community, he'll always look at that building and say, I was the first person to be saved in that building.
Oh, absolutely. That's right.
That's pretty big.
I had the pleasure of being able to talk to the youth for a couple of minutes and mention the fact, and I think this is important, that as these younger youth come into that program, our older youth have the opportunity to make a difference for Christ.
Absolutely.
And, as great as that facility is, it still goes back to a relationship with Christ. And you kind of see it self-perpetuating itself. I think it's going to be a drawing card for many youth to be a part of. And it's our responsibility as a church to provide the leadership and the Christ-centered life in front of those who want to come and be a part of it, for sure.
As I looked around in there, and David got up, and Brindley actually did a little skit with him about the rings on your life, and you and David had a good time with that back and forth.
Oh yeah.
But I did pay attention to you really addressing those teenagers and making sure they understand what a role model they are for the ones coming up, and that building is going to cycle a lot of kids through it, just
so.
like we've seen over the last, however many years through that arbor and other facilities that we've been a part of. But David was excited to see some of those guys and girls come back. They had moved on to college and weren't part of the program.
I hadn't thought of that. That was a big deal for them.
And then he came back, and they wanted to be part of that. They were part of the vision of that.
That's right. Good point.
And so,
great point.
And he made it mentioned that once you're part of that program, you're always going to be part of that program. Your family, and the same with our church. People may move away. They may go to another community. Their job may carry them somewhere, but they're always part of our family once you're part of the Cornerstone family.
I'll tell you, Brett, one of the highlights for me yesterday was when I got the pleasure of meeting with the leadership of the church we were talking about vision and where do we start here. We talked about the importance of having a musical opportunity at the Green Street campus. First off, that sanctuary is so acoustical friendly to anyone who likes to sing. And of course, we know that David Simpkins, within 2 days, was actually, for me, to see our praise band, they do a tremendous job. And then over here on this part of the stage is our Green Street Choir doing things together, singing some of those songs. And then, 30 children get up there and sing their lungs out up there. And just to see the presentation of all that great music there, and then the people were responding so positively and praising God for that. That was a real highlight for me to see those groups together. I mean, Brett,
phenomenal.
I'm not telling you what to think, but I think you would say it hasn't always been that way for Green Street and Arbor.
It really hasn't. I'm not going to say it never has been.
Oh, of course. That's right.
It has been, and I've been a member there for a long time and been in those facilities and remembered when the Arbor was built. You're right. And really right after the Arbor was built, maybe was the biggest divide.
Really?
Because you had people that were staunchly in favor of traditional service, and that was when contemporary services were really starting to gain steam.
Yeah.
Look, let's be honest. It wasn't a shot or anything personal. It had to do with change. And a lot of times humans don't handle change well.
No.
And humans a lot of times aren't accepting of change. Because we talk about being in our comfort zone a lot.
Right.
Why would you get out of your comfort zone? If everything in your life is good, why would you do anything to upset that? That's the mentality. That's what we strive to get to, is a level where we can, we're good where we are, but we don't challenge ourselves.
We talked about that in the message, complacency.
Correct, right. And that's kind of where I was going with it.
Yeah.
Well, once you become comfortable, you stop growing.
Exactly.
You stop learning.
Absolutely.
You stop learning, and again, it's hard to do that for a lot of people. And we'll take a break. We'll come back and talk some more about that, because I got some more thoughts on that. But to go and look at when that Arbor facility was built to where we went to on Sunday, it's been a tremendous journey, and we'll talk more about it when we come back. Stay tuned. More Inside Cornerstone right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com, today.
Hey everybody, I'm Brett.
Billy?
And I'm Matt.
And we want you to join us each week for Inside Cornerstone. Coach, Matt, excited to have this show on every single day throughout the week leading up to Sunday.
Jesus Christ is going to be glorified in everything we do. You won't just be listening to messages. You're going to be hearing about things going on at our church.
And make sure you join us at our worship services 9 and 11 o'clock.
Join us each week right here on Inside Cornerstone on WAXC TV.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them. And he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting criminal charges, Eric Blythe is here for you.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area a team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Inside Cornerstone. Kind of going off of what we left off of in the first segment, being unified and seeing that vision. And you brought up, the fact that it hasn't really been like that sometimes with our church, the Green Street campus versus the Arbor campus. And, I worked at a college, Central Alabama Community College, for 26 plus years. And we battled Childersburg and Alex City forever. I mean, literally right up until I left, I think they still battle that. Everybody's in their own silo. What we all tried to accomplish, though, through multiple administrations is that we're Central Alabama Community College. If you're a student in Childersburg or Talladega or Prattville or Alex City, your diploma's still going to say CAC.
Sure.
It doesn't matter what location you chose. It doesn't matter where your home location of employment is. You may be stationed in Chillsburg or you may be stationed in Allen City, but you work for the common good of the college. But there was a lot of people that couldn't get past that barrier. It was, hey, look, we're Chillsburg, you're Alex City and vice versa. And
That's amazing.
It is. I mean, and refusal to look past, simple things. And look, I'll go back to when the Arbor was built and how many people just said, I'm not going there. They thought it was taking away from the tradition of the church and whatnot. And look, I'll be honest with you, there was a lot of people that was skeptical of how that would affect, but now you look back and you saw it pretty immediate how the Arbor facility and the contemporary service grew our church, brought more people in, made more people feel welcome, made more people feel at home. And then those people eventually gravitated to start going to church over across the street sometimes and being part of the traditional. Then you started to see some of the staunch traditionalists leak over into the Arbor just to kind of see what's going on. And they got over there and they figured out, hey, I like that. That's pretty fun. That's, I maybe don't go over there every Sunday, but it's a good, break from what I normally do. And it didn't end up taking anything away from the traditional service. Look, we all grew up in that service. We all knew what I got, saved in that building. I got married in that building. I went to church on Sundays for the traditional service. It was a change for a lot of people, but it wasn't the end of the world. And what you found out is that, it was God's vision to bring others to the church that maybe weren't comfortable coming to a traditional service.
And today, the unity is literally unbelievable. There is no division. It's absolutely one church, and it's a real blessing to be able to see that. And the older love coming in there, and when I looked out there, it was both services. They were all there. Both services were highly represented.
Absolutely,
at our service, and enjoying, just loving it. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean that really, again, how you choose what your preference is doesn't change the bottom line of why we're there on Sundays. I mean, I think that's the whole gist of it.
And let's make sure, I don't want anybody to be confused about who gets the credit for this. The Holy Spirit. The people have bought in to that Holy Spirit leading them in the directions that it appears that we're going, and we're just giving God all the glory. And the minute we take our eyes off that, we're going to see a whole different vision. Let's just pray that we can keep the main thing, and keep going in the direction we're going, because I think this is the beginning. I don't think we're reaching any kind of conclusion to anything. So,
I heard so many people.
It's going to be fun.
It's funny you brought that up. I heard several people say, man, we're just getting started.
Yeah.
This is just the beginning. We celebrated a year, but, we celebrated a year to look at where we were versus where we are now. That doesn't mean, hey, we did all this and we're great and this is how we're going to do from now on. I mean,
I sure pray that's not what
we're going. I want to dive into another aspect of this is that, and we've talked about it a lot on here, but being a big part of this community, touching the lives of people that need their lives touched, having outreach. You talked about this, and I'll let you elaborate. This coming Sunday I believe it's this coming Sunday, where people are going to have the opportunity.
There's going to be the next three Sundays in February are going to
have a theme. Why don't you just go ahead and talk about that?
Well, the title of the message was Taking the Next Step.
Right.
So what we tried to do at the sermon this past Sunday is to provide a foundation for that. Being unified in what we're doing and not being complacent. The principles that are going to make that happen in the next 3 Sundays, we're going to give people an opportunity, if they like, nobody's going to have any pressure put on, to plug in to some areas in the church that they can take the next step in their personal life of service to Christ. This Sunday that's coming up is going to be missions. It's probably not going to be missions like a lot of people think of missions, like going over on the other side of the world. There's that. But that's really not what we're talking about. missions, and then we're going to come back, and our next Sunday will be youth. I mean, we're having a blast with youth. I mean, they're everywhere.
They are.
The babies, I'm laughing at babies, and I do more fist bumps than I do handshakes with all the children. And did you notice they're loving it? Those kids are happy. Well, I think we have the youth. If you would like to get involved and take your next step into youth ministry, there's a lot of different ways. And I'm sorry, I haven't mentioned Jacob's Ladder.
All right.
We're going to give people, if they're interested, a chance to be a substitute teacher. You know, they're in desperate need of substitute teachers that will help them out with that. So, and then the last one will be outreach, where we actually are going to do some more visiting, more
This is where I was going with that.
identify our guests when they come and follow up really good and go into the homes. Watch your neighborhood. Who's that moving into the neighborhood down the road there, and try to have outreach into the lives of others, because you know, if I'm frustrated in any way, I'm frustrated because I can't keep up with all the new ones, the people that are coming there. No, Brett, I'm scared to death. I'm going to say, well, my name's Billy Coleman. Glad to have you at Cornerstone. Well, Billy, we've been going here for the last 10 weeks, you know.
Yeah,
So,
I
I
can
mean,
see
there's
that.
just I'm looking around trying to, you know, I'm getting old as Methuselah, but you know what I mean? But have a group of people.
Right.
Have you ever heard of the Stevens Ministry?
I have not.
It's a beautiful program that, if we get to that point, teaches us how to go into the homes and bring
Sure.
Christ into
Well,
other lives. It's great.
I'm glad you brought that up. That really piggybacks off of where I was going with this. I'm glad you went ahead and dove into that. 2 parts there: growth and missions. The opportunity for people in the church, a lot of times, that want to be involved but don't know how. Well, now you're going to have an opportunity. Maybe one of these particular areas is where your passion is, and you're like, look, I'd love to help. Well, you're going to have that opportunity.
Right.
I want to go back to the missions and the outreach part. That's where I was going with this.
Yeah.
That's what our church is supposed to do, not what we do inside those walls, but to go out and show this community who Cornerstone is. And again, you don't have to go to a foreign country to execute a mission.
Exactly.
There's plenty of missions to go on around here. There's plenty of people that need outreach right here in our backyard. We did the numbers, Coach, several months ago. There's 15,000+ or 16,000 people in the Alex City area. And I think what we looked at, based on the national average, only a third, maybe even a third of those, not even a third, go to church. What about the other 2/3 in our community?
You know what I'm tempted to bring up here, don't you?
Go right ahead.
I don't want to steal the thunder of what's coming, but there's going to be a new initiative at our church, I think. This, in my opinion, this is called a tease, that is representing a group that nobody is trying to reach, and it's coming.
How about that?
It's going to come.
No,
I don't want to say too much.
Well,
now.
I mean,
Slap me if I do.
Yeah, you're just keeping people on the edge of their seats.
I don't know about that.
They're sitting there waiting with bated
But
breath.
that goes with what you're saying. We need to look out there and find those areas that Christ might send us to, and go there and try to make a difference in this community, right?
You know, we had Jimmy Yates on back during the summer when the Project 412, and that project was born out of his love and several people he's involved with through the ASP back when they were taking trips to the Appalachian Service Project. Did it for almost 20 years, and it's always 4th of July week, it seemed like, in the middle of the summer. And I think Jimmy realized what a lot of us realize here is that we drive down streets in our own community, and we don't have to drive 7 hours to help another. And it's not a cut on the ASP, because they have a great mission and they're out there obviously helping. But what we also realize is that we can make a difference in our own community. And what's been born out of Project 412 the last 2 years is bringing the youth of this community together through the high school and through other organizations. and letting them turn around and serve their fellow man in their own community and waking them up to maybe some things that they didn't know were going on in this
Exactly.
community.
Well
Maybe they
said.
didn't know there was a part of town that, needed this much help, or these people
That's
needed
right.
this help.
Yeah.
It's all good all the way around. But again, plenty to do here that you can be involved in. We're going to get a break, Coach. We'll come back. We'll keep talking about this. Stay tuned. More Inside Cornerstone right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com today.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Welcome back, everyone, to Inside Cornerstone. Again, it's your weekly look at everything going on with our church here in Alexander City. You can go to our website, cornerstone-fgmc.org, to catch up. You can go back on our Facebook page and watch the services from this past weekend or any weekend prior. I mean, that's the good thing about social media and Facebook. You can go back and watch whatever it is that you would like to watch. And, if you didn't see the service from this past Sunday, I encourage you to go and do that. It was our unified service celebrating the 1-year anniversary of our church. It was really, really good. I know we'll talk some more here in a little bit about the youth facility and the service that went on over there. I want to dive into some of that. But we want to go back to what you and I were talking about before we went to the last break. And that's missions, that's outreach, that's the growth of people within the church trying to find their niche and how they can grow their relationship with God. So I'll kick it to you, Coach. I know you want to talk some more about missions.
Well, first off, let's just lay it out there. I support 1,000% these mission groups that we organize to go all over the world to share Christ, to build schools, to build churches, to work with those people. I love that, okay? But the problem with that, and it's not a problem, the difference in that is they come home. After you go to Honduras for a week and work your tail off for a good cause and to glorify Christ, you're going to come home. And the mission that I want us to lift up in some of our sermons that are coming up and stuff is that missions is next door. Developing a long-term relationship where you don't leave that mission. You're continuously working on bringing people that you know, your neighbors, people that don't know Christ in our community, helping in any way we can. But let's don't kid ourselves. Raking their grass and building an extra little storage building for them, that's good. But we're trying to bring people to Christ. And in our relationships every day, we have a better opportunity to do that than to go to Honduras and meet people that we'll only know for a week. You know, I don't know if I should even mention this, but I'm not going to say the community. I love it. I love this community. But I went to a little kids' I don't want to get us off the subject, to a little kids' basketball game, and I saw a couple of guys get into it in a very serious way in a dadgum 10-year-old and under basketball game where the kids didn't even know what the score was.
Right.
And there's that's going on right in the middle of the community. And, you know, what about those needs? I mean, those are needs in our community. Well, we need to help these children and show them that this is what Christian. We talked about it at Legacy Builders today, Brett. We're going to have a FCA event at the Arbor. There's going to be 8 high schools there. The junior college is going to be there. It's going to be great. We probably don't need any legacy builders there to do anything, but I ask them to all come because those young people need to see men there. Just see them standing there supporting them in the right way and lifting them up in the right way. And that's missions too. I mean, let's make those kind of differences in our community, and let's still support the ones that go to Honduras and in places like that. That's fantastic. But while we're doing that, we're having free-for-alls in our rec program. I mean, let's do something about that too.
I'm 100% with you. I think, like you said, there's a place for both, and you don't have to look far. I mean, the deterioration of our society, and we're not paying attention to our back door. You know, we're too focused on trying to maybe go and do things abroad. And again, like you said, it's not there is definitely a place for that. And look, even though you're gone a week or two on a mission like that,
that's great.
Those people, you may have made such a difference in their life by going and doing something,
of course,
and sharing the word of God. You may have changed their life, and there's no time, the amount of time that you have to spend with somebody to change somebody. I mean, you can also spend a year with somebody and not change them. But you know,
a generation.
So again, it's all relative in that standpoint.
Sure,
but you're right though. The whole point of this conversation is that there's needs in our communities that we live in that a lot of times get ignored because we think we've got to go off somewhere to provide a mission or to provide, you know, some type of help via the church. And we pass right over somebody, we step over somebody in need to go help somebody else in need. And again, that's not saying that those people that we've been going to are any less important than ever.
Of course
it's
not.
just that maybe the people that we have here, and we do have programs that we have at our church that reach out, that we feed people on a weekly basis. They come in and feast to sharing, and we do things like that that benefit patrons in our community, and that we have outreach, but we can always do more.
Here's a real simple analogy. Is there anybody else in the world that we moms and dads and grandmas and grandpas can't make a difference in more than our own children? How about them? They're right there, and we see them every single day. And so we need to be We need to, but that needs to be part of our mission to bring Christ into the lives of our children. I mean, I'm going to start doing the Harry Chapin song, Cats in the Cradle, if we stay here much longer. But I mean, your next door neighbors, your friends.
Man, I tell you.
And of course, all over the world.
It really, and look, I know I sound like the guy on the other side now looking back, but, you know, I'll use my son as an example. I mean, and I'll use my daughter that's about to be in the 10th grade. And Braden is at Auburn as a junior, about to be a junior.
He's a man.
How fast it goes by, and when you're in the moment, you don't think those days are ever going to end. You don't think, and you blink. You really, I know every one of you've heard that. You know, you're raising children right now, and your parents are probably saying, you know, don't blink. You know, those days will be over when you're up at night. You know, the baby's crying, and you're trying to. You hadn't had any sleep, and you're ill, and you're like, man, I can't wait for these. I can't wait for, you know, him to be 3, or I can't wait for him to be 6. I can't wait for him to be a teenager.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he's out of the house. And, you know, a lot of times when they leave, they don't come back the same way. And I mean it. What I mean is that they're still part of your family, but that's kind of the big step. They've become independent. They've taken their own leap, and they're about to start their own life. And, you know, you yearn for those days, and you don't take them for granted. And it's hard not to when you're in the moment.
You know,
hard not to.
You want to make a difference in their life, but I can assure you, if you're not spending your time to make a difference in their life, I guarantee you there's somebody else who's trying to make a difference in their life.
It is a philosophy I took with him, and of course Brindley too, but I have a little bit more time now. But with Braden, I coached everything he was part of. And I always asked him. I didn't make him play under me. I said, look, do you want, and he always wanted me to, even though I was rough on him, maybe rougher on him than I was anybody else. But
he respected that.
I made time for that. And I'm so glad I did, because they did go by in a flash. At the time, it didn't seem like that. When I had 14 other things going on and that were pulling my attention away, I made a pact with myself that I'd never be too busy to spend time with my children.
That's a great promise.
And I made sure that I didn't miss a game, and I didn't miss an event or whatever. And, you know, again, I was fortunate enough to have a job that allowed me to leave sometimes if they had a program at school. I know everybody doesn't have that opportunity. But I made it a point, if I could, if there was a way to get there, I was going to be, and I still do with Brindley. I'm going to be at every event I possibly can to support, because those days, they go by so fast. And again, you can't be at everything. I get that, but you're right. Don't step over your own. Don't step past your own children. They need you too. You know,
and those are the people you can make the biggest difference in their life, because you're around them all the time.
You know, I to use a sports movie, Rocky. You know, I know you a big Rocky fan.
I'm a big Rocky fan. Yeah.
Or Rocky V, where he's coaching Tommy Gunn. You know, Tommy Gunn.
Oh yeah, I know it. Yeah.
And his son was idolizing him and made basically this shrine in the basement for his dad. But he's proud of his dad. And Rocky never wanted him. Never looked at him as a boxer, so he never saw that he had a passion for boxing. He was too busy training Tommy Gunn to pay attention to his own son. And then all of a sudden they got in a quarrel one day, because he was like, well, you don't have time for me. You too busy, you know, training Tommy, and you gave Tommy my room, and you've just kind of kicked me to the side, and you've never asked me if I like boxing. And he said, well, you never showed any interest. He said, well, you never asked me. You know, it's kind of like you kind of get focused on somebody else rather than your own kid. And then it kind of woke him up and kind of made him realize that, you know what, I took my own son for granted.
Rocky is awesome.
Right.
When you get knocked down and you think you can't get up, and then you do, that makes all the difference in your life.
Right.
There's That's a Rocky quote right there.
And he taught Tommy Gunn, don't turn your back on me. I'm going to get the last laugh.
Well, who's the guy that he said, it's not the hit that you make, it's the ability to get hit.
That's right.
And then to overcome it. I mean, there's good stuff. There's life lessons in that, man.
Movies. That was the only one where it wasn't like a ring fight. He beat him up in the street. So
Hey, we got one more segment.
we got one.
Hey, Kane, bring a ring out here. Do you have a boxing ring in here? Bring some gloves and
Hey,
stuff.
we need the music coming in too.
Oh, I can get knocked out real well if you're interested.
We'll bring the bear back. How about that?
No, I took that whooping.
All
Hey,
right,
they don't know that.
We're
though,
gonna
do-
go to break. One final segment right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service, that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com, today.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them. And he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
That was fun. What an off time that
I'm gonna
was.
tell you something. I brought Rocky up, boy. We changed the whole theme of the show. So anyway, but again, it's been a great show. Final segment here. Want to end on some big high notes from this past weekend. Youth building open officially. Those kids are beyond excited. I know why they're excited now. They're not finished yet. It's going to be a dadgum basketball goal.
Oh, there it is.
there.
I'm going in there and I'm going to take him to task on that now.
Now, David said he can dunk. Now, we all know that's not the truth.
I'll run rings around David.
There's no way
I mean,
David Hand can dunk a basketball.
no,
without
you
this-
saw him and I jump,
Maybe
didn't you?
off a trampoline.
Did you say? I mean, he plopped. I actually got some verticality in my jump.
Yeah. Just fun times like on Sunday.
Christians can have fun.
Well, they did.
I know it's time for us to mention Christ a little bit more in this, but this whole thing is about Christ.
Right.
That youth center is about Christ, having fun, showing an example to the kids that it's not.
Well, I want to talk about
it's not boring.
I want to talk about the service. Again, we talked about
the service.
Yeah,
Why don't
the
we talk about that?
The service was awesome. We had the 10 o'clock service. We've already talked about that. But we went over at 5 o'clock and had basically the official dedication of the new youth center, and had a full blown church service that night.
We sure did.
Youth were involved. Had part of the praise band up there.
And weren't they good?
Man,
Praise band was
they
really
were great.
good.
But I want to go to Dave. David. We're so blessed to have a guy that truly wakes up every day, and every one of those kids are on his mind and heart.
I agree.
He's very emotional. He can't hide it. I mean, he gets to talking just a little bit on the show or in front of anybody, and he's gonna break down. And that's not an act. When you do stuff like that, you are genuinely that compassionate about making sure those kids are always given the right opportunities and put in the right situation. He truly loves them like they're his own.
And that makes a difference. I mean, you showing that you care about those kids. They desperately want that, and they can read it. Teenagers can tell if you're sincere or not.
Oh,
you can't fool them. They know if you really and truly care, and if they do think that you care, they'll follow you. And they'll let you lead them.
And he got up there and he did a skit. Brindley was up there helping him, and it was all kind of fun. But he had the rings up there, and he was talking about the average life expectancy of a man.
I noticed that.
And you didn't like it very much.
Oh,
you didn't take. You just.
When it ended up, I had one foot in the grave. I just don't see that. But yeah, he did say that.
Hey,
what did he say? You lived till 74?
He said it was 75.
Yeah, 75.
And I think he was basically taking off the rings. Took off the rings he'd lived.
That's right.
And then he took off another portion. I can't remember what it was. I hate that I can't remember that part. But, then it left this. And he said, that's just not a lot if you look at it, of how much time you got left to have an impact. And he was basically saying, there's nothing you can do about the rings you've lived.
No, that's right.
And regrets or whatever.
Can't change
You
them.
can't change it, but you still have this amount of time to make a difference.
That's right.
And
Great
that's all
lesson.
that's all we can do is look forward.
Right.
And I think what he's saying is that even this wasn't a guarantee what you were holding.
No.
You're not guaranteed any of these rings left. Or you may have more rings than that on your chain. You never know. We all hope so.
Yeah.
But what do you do with your opportunities? I think
That's right.
is the challenge. And you say this, and you said it again Sunday. How do you set yourself apart from everybody else? How do you not become the kid that another kid comes up and says, "Look, I know how they are. They do everything I do. They just show up on Sundays and go through the
that
motions."
statement will haunt you. Because that's the church. Those kids are talking about the church.
Well, that's right. I mean, I think.
And now, by the way, that's true in the adult world and the young person
that
world.
don't ever stop.
No, it doesn't.
That doesn't stop. I mean, it's your character. It's who you are as a person. Do you say and do one thing on Sundays and then be a completely different person during the week?
That's right.
Look, we have a challenge. We all are challenged.
That's
it's
what
my
true
biggest
mission
challenge.
is.
Well, it's my biggest
Yeah.
challenge. I think everybody would say it's their biggest challenge because, we feel the ambiance and the sanctity of being in a church building, and we're like, well, we can't say this, we can't do this in here, and then we get out in the real world, and we revert back to our ways. And look, I'm just as guilty as anybody. I'm not pointing a finger at a soul. I'm pointing them all at me. I've got a lot of growing and a lot of things that I've got to do better. And there are challenges. It's hard to break habits. It's hard to do things, and when you're exposed to the real world. And I had some interviews with some kids this morning over at the high school, and I was trying to tell them that. I'm like, you're going to walk out into a world Well, there's a lot of people out there that don't care about you and that are trying to get one over on you, and you have to keep your guard up. And it's a dangerous world out there, but you also have the sanctity of the people that do care about you.
That's right.
And that it may be your family, or it may be a group of friends, or it may be your church, but you got to keep your guard up. You're going to be, and Jesus talked about that. You're going to get attacked. You're going to be challenged every day.
Oh yeah. You know, we can disagree on here. Of course, you know that. But
Absolutely.
do you agree with this statement? Well, we laugh a lot at church. Would you say we do?
Absolutely.
Well, there's a motive. There's a purpose to that. Is because that laughter, what starts falling is the facades. When everybody's laughing and relaxing, the facades start to come down, and the youth and the kids look around and say, it's okay to smile. It's okay to be. Here's the goal. I can be myself here. I can laugh and cut up, then turn around and get serious about why we're here. To try to break down that image that we have. You know, I'm afraid that sometimes the world looks at the church as stiff and formal, and we're wearing those suits we wear and stuff is a cover up for who we really are.
I was just about to say that and go right off of that, and it goes back to my part about the birth of the Arbor back then in the contemporary service of you don't have to dress up to go to church. You come as you are. You know, there's a song that we sing, and then one of the lines is "Come as you are."
Right.
And that doesn't mean, you know, we're not looking at what type of shirt you wear, or what type of shoes you have on, or anything like that.
Or the sins of your life.
No, that's right.
Come to the cross as you are.
Come as you are.
That's right.
And again, I think you said that the stereotype drove a lot of people away from church because of the stiffness and the formality, when really all that was hypocrisy.
Maybe, yeah.
I mean, a lot of times it was dressing up doesn't make you a Christian.
We don't need to do things that keep people out of the church.
That's right.
We need to do things, and we laugh and cut up, and somebody, you know, that stupid little junk that I do sometimes, and everybody laughs, and usually that's in the middle of some of my most serious stuff. But that's okay. We get right back on task. I'm looking out there at the youth that are sitting out there. They're laughing and cutting up, and they're having a good time. We need to destroy this image that we're putting out to the world that, hey, we're real. We're going to be ourselves. We're going to laugh with each other and correct each other if that's what we need to do.
You can spread
and love each other.
You can spread the word of God and have fun with it.
If you can't, we got a problem.
That's what I'm saying. Well, you're being counterproductive if you're not.
That's right.
You know, there's times to be serious in everything, in your job,
of course,
at church, you know, when you're with friends, but just because you have done things one way for so long doesn't mean that's how you have to keep doing them. And you can break down those stereotypes by showing, not talking about it, but by showing people, look, when you come into this building, we're all about fun
and being real
and not trying to be somebody we're not. Again, I go back again to the Arbor and Green Street, and again, to each his own. And there's not one better than the other. We're one unified church. But when the Arbor was built, watching it open the doors to people maybe that would have never considered coming to that church. It grew that church. It grew that that congregation in another way that maybe a lot of people didn't see ever growing. And so maybe your opportunities, your tunnel vision sometimes, and you think, well, we're doing things the only way we know how, and this is right, and I'm comfortable. It goes back to that comfort level. Again, sometimes you got to break out of your comfort zone to be able to grow.
Yeah. And you know, the Green Street service, they laugh every bit as hard as the Arbor does.
Right.
I mean, they get cackling. I mean,
that's right.
They think it's funny. And then we get serious when it's time to. And
it's not sacrilegious to laugh.
It's not. It's fun being a Christian.
That's right.
Look at us.
We have a great time.
We enjoy ourselves. You ought to see us at the breaks.
No, they probably
I mean, Well, maybe not.
Yeah, no, it's not.
But we have a good time, and I hope that doesn't come across to anybody as we're taking this light. I thank God for the opportunity to be here
I'll be
and share
honest with you.
Christ. Well, we're going to laugh.
I'm just going to be honest as we close. Look, we may be goofy, and people may laugh at us, and they look at those two guys. But I'd much rather do this than be a bunch of stiff necks up here and just by the book, and we're just doing things like. Who watches that? Who wants to watch that?
I agree.
So that's just our philosophy. That's
If we need to simmer down, let us know.
Yeah.
When we going to get the phone put in?
It wouldn't matter. If you called and told us to simmer down, it wouldn't matter. So
Oh, what's that?
you're going to break it. It's what you're going to do.
Okay.
So, he's
There wasn't
trying to call
anybody on there
somebody.
anyway.
Hey, call Ghostbusters. All right, we're going to end on this. So again, we want to thank everybody that joins us each and every week. We do have fun on this show. We want it to come across that way. It's not an act. We want you to be part of the life of this church. If you're looking for a church out there, again, what a great celebration we had this past Sunday. It's just the beginning. This is not the end. This is just getting started. So if you'd love to come and check us out, we'd love for you to do that. And you can also go to our website, as always, and look in on us. Coach, it's been fun. We're out of time.
I'll see you in the youth center
We'll see you
next
in the youth
week.
center
Yeah.
next week.
That's
Coming
gonna
to
be
you
fun.
from a different location, our brand new youth center next week on the show. For Coach Coleman, I'm Brett Pritchard saying we've enjoyed it like we always do, and we'll see you next week.
God bless you.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
For 30 years, Derek Blythe has built a reputation in the Alexander City area as the family attorney. He's always been passionate about fighting for his clients because he believes everyone deserves an advocate in their corner. People of his community deserve to have someone in their corner to fight for them. And he loves making lasting relationships with those people and their family. Whether you're seeking child custody, divorce, visitation, looking for compensation after being injured in a car accident, probating an estate, dealing with a contractual dispute, fighting criminal charges, Eric Blythe is here for you.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau Tritoons, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Medicine Express Family Pharmacy, located conveniently at the corner of Airport Drive and Highway 280 in Alexander City, offers friendly service, convenient drive-through service, and can answer any questions on prescriptions and vitamins. Local family owned with 30-plus years of pharmacy experience, they also offer compounding services, which includes personalized hormone replacement, therapies, and pain gels. And they accept most insurance and discount cards. Go see them today at Medicine Express Family Pharmacy.
As your State Farm team, we will be there for you with the financial strength to deliver on our promises. Service that's a sure thing. You can think of us as your good neighbors who help protect what's important to you. We're here when you need us the most. You can call us 24/7 to get answers to your questions, file a claim, or see if we can find you more ways to save. We have many coverages and many discounts. We can help protect more areas of your life and find every discount you qualify for along the way. Please call us or visit 2048 Cherokee Road for coverage you can count on.
Amanda Scroggins with RE/MAX Around the Lake will cover every inch of Lake Martin's 880 miles of shoreline to find your family's dream home. Amanda's experience is top-notch, and she is consistently a top 10 RE/MAX agent in the state of Alabama. Her love for her clients is sincere and from the heart. Call her today at 256-749-6634 or visit her website, amandascroggins.com today.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.